I know you've heard it all before. You've been fussed at, you've been ridiculed, you've been talked down to about being a professional woman who can't seem to pull a relationship together. You can't seem to get to the altar. And you've heard it all before, right? You're not feminine enough. You don't know how to show up in front of a man to make him want you. You don't know how to balance masculine and feminine. You don't know how to socialize with men and so forth and so on. You've heard it all before. I'm not going down that road because you've already heard that before. And that surface level contribution, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some of that is true, but I want to touch on some things that I haven't heard before that are absolutely important and play a major role in why professional women tend to be looked at as options rather than future wives. And that can be a very, very hurtful place to be in. And there's nothing like being kept close to a man and not chosen. So we're going to talk about that today. Let's get ready. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Inner Beauty TV. I'm your host, Nicole Michelle, founder and feminine advisor for the Inner Beauty Movement. We're all about helping women reconnect with their power, their core, their essence, while simplifying the pathway to marriage. So if you've been looking for a space for professional women who are marriage minded and marriage focused and ready to prepare to be wives, you have found that space. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Let the algorithm know that we're alive over here. We're going to dive deep into it. Hopefully we're not here long. I just have a few pointers that I want to go into. And as I stated before, I'm not going to repeat the same stuff you've heard before. You're not feminine enough. You're too masculine. You don't, your degrees don't matter and all these things. You've heard it all before. I'm not going to repave those same talking points, although some of that may be valid. But that's not where I'm going with this. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. You know, I love going down the rabbit hole. I have 5 points I want to cover as to why a lot of professional women are kept as options, even when they're exceptional. They can be very, very smart, but sometimes they can miss some of the nuances of relationships. And that's really what people are trying to say, is that there is a lot of nuances in relationships that have really nothing to do with what you've accomplished, but really relationship navigational skills, if you will, and soft skills and other things. And while some of those things may be important, well, I want to talk about some things that you may not have looked at, and you being a very smart, exceptional, astute woman, you can appreciate going a little bit deeper into topics and covering some ground that you haven't covered before and uncovering some blind spots you may not have discovered. Speaking of blind spots, if you haven't picked up Blind Spot to Bride, for those of you that are tired of going into relationships thinking this is going to end in marriage and it doesn't, it fizzles out, and you are left wondering, scratching your head, what's wrong? Why didn't this end in marriage? Go ahead and grab Blind Spot to Bride while it's still available at this price. And also the Good Girl Method with the Good Fun Girl Rehab. We'll talk about that later. And we have open enrollment for the Future Wives Club, where there's no prerequisite for you to purchase anything to get in it. It's open enrollment. So if you just want to pay the monthly subscription, go ahead and join the Future Wives Club. We'll be talking about some other topics that are trending in the culture, and I like to move it away from celebrities because, talking about celebrities all day is kind of down market for me. I will talk about the topic and the issue surrounding that, but I don't like to center celebrities as much as I can. And ladies, you try to do that as well when you are having conversations with people. Talk to people that kind of move away from conversations centered around celebrities. Try to move it away from that and talk about the issue itself instead of celebrities. All right, that elevates your conversation and your presence to another level. All right. Um, I want to start out by saying you are valuable and you are deserving of love. Shout out to everybody joining me on the live and the rebroadcast. I appreciate you. Shout out to all of you that left comments. I appreciate you. And I try to comment and respond to every single comment. So if I haven't gotten to you, I will get to you. Give me a few seconds, a few minutes, and a few to kind of respond to you, your emails and things like that. I promise I will. I will respond to every single comment. I promise. And what else I need to cover? I think that's everything. Make sure you follow me on IG and Facebook and everything. We're going to get into it. The first point I want to talk about. Remember when we talked about the guy A's, the guy B's, and the guy C's, and we broke down what these men were, and I also did a subsequent live following that where we talked about a lot of women are clamoring around guy A. Guy A is the top 20%, and I broke that down. I broke that down about the guy A represents the 20% of men out here that are highly desirable, you know, the jawline guys. He's the guy that when he walks into a room, is pretty much every woman is going to be attracted to him. It's a given. Those are the 20% of men in society, in the dating market and marriage market too. They're in all of the markets. And they are going to be the men that women want the most, right? Usually the first choice, her preference, usually. And then there's guy B and guy C, and we talked about that. But I'm going to talk about guy A really quick. And this is the top 20%. This is the guy that most women desire. And remember when I talked about a lot of women are waiting for the 20% guy. The top 20%, he's desired. These are the chosen men. They have more options at this point because look, a lot of women have stated, Nicole, I like what you're saying, but if I can't get the man that I desire, I don't want marriage. It's not that important to me if I can't have guy A, if I can't have the top 20%er. And I said, oh, okay. Well, let's talk about the other side of that. And the consequence of that is that the result of that is that he has a whole lot of women that he can choose from. A whole lot of women. Now, in another live, we're going to talk about what's happening with the 80% of guys left over. But right now, we're talking about the 20%. And my first point I want to make is because the 20% guy has so many options, he's just having his fun with a lot of women. And a lot of men that are in the top 20%, it's not like they're being malicious. I don't want to paint this picture like they're all dogs, they're all cheaters, and they're all manipulators. They just have too many women to choose from. And the more successful he is, the more financially secure he is, the more attractive he is, the more options he has. Can anybody disagree with that? Put a 1 in the chat if you disagree. Put a 2 in the chat if you're following me here. A 1 in the chat if you agree. A 2 in the chat if you disagree. And I was trying to set up a poll here, and I didn't get a chance to do it. Y'all forgive me. Let me see if I could put a poll in here. I already have a QR code. Let me see if I could put a poll in here, grab some questions. I'll get to it when more people get into it. Okay, so you're following me here. So it's not that they're walking around scouring, looking for women to break their hearts, right? It's just they have so many women to get to. And they just honestly cannot settle down with one because it's 20 more that are willing to do in and everything this man desires just to be with him. Some women will settle for the rotation. Some women will hold out in hopes that he will be faithful to her and her alone. And while this is, I can't beat you up for that. And I'm not beating you up for that. I just want to talk about why some men will look at you as options. And the top 20% man, he's looking at a lot of women as options, not just you, a lot of women. A lot of women are saying, Mr. Cole, if I can't have guy A, I don't want marriage. And these guys know that. They know that you're sitting by the door waiting for him to come out and join with you. They know that you're waiting on him. They know that you will sit by that door waiting on him. They know. And because of that, they have no rush to settle down with any woman, no rush to be faithful and monogamous. They have no rush to do it. Now, I'm not talking about the moral side of this. I'm talking about what it really is. What it really is men just have a whole lot of options. They're all beautiful. They're all stunning. They're all smart. They're all educated. They're all well spoken, articulate. And they all are waiting for him. So when you come along, you're professional, you're smart, you're exceptional, a critical thinker, very great conversationalist, beautiful woman, but it's like 50 million of other women just like that are doing the exact same thing, putting their life on hold for him, and he knows it. So while you're exceptional and beautiful and all of those things that I said, you're still in a holding pattern for one particular type of man. And if it's not him, you'll move on to another guy with the same qualities. Nothing changes. And occasionally you'll go out with a guy that you claim is not attractive, but you don't give him the time of day. So you ease on back to the top 20% or the guy A, same thing. You'll ease on back to him, and finally you'll find one that seems to be like he's on the same page as you. He sounds like he wants a relationship. He takes you to meet his parents. He lets you audition to be a wife. He lets you do all of those things. And you're like, finally, see, Miss Nicole was wrong. Finally, I found a 20%er who's willing to put a ring on it. I finally found a man who's willing to make me number one, to forsake all the rest of these huzzies out here and just marry me. I finally found him. He's good looking. I can stunt on the gram with him. All of the women are going to be jealous of me because I have a 6 foot, 6-figure or 7-figure man, and he just wants me. Until you find out that he has so many women like you, it is impossible for him to be monogamous as a boyfriend. He's just not motivated to be monogamous as a boyfriend. That's just not his deal. And then your heart is crushed. And you're like, wait, but I'm exceptional. I'm professional. I'm not like all of these other women. But to him, he is. But to him, you are. And all of the other women are too. Because all of them are willing to sit at the door and wait. Have you ever seen an audition, like, or have you seen on TV or been to an audition or been to like an interview session where all of the people are sitting in the lobby and they're waiting for somebody to come out of the office and handpick them to walk in the room? That's literally what the life of a 20%er, a guy A, is. He is the man sitting in the office, right? And he's got all of these women out in the waiting area, waiting for him to come out and handpick one of those women to say, now's your chance. Now's your time at bat. And you see this with very successful, good-looking men. They're sitting in the office going, okay, who am I going to pick today? What's my flavor today? Do I want professional? Do I want more neighborhood type woman? Do I want a more gritty, hard woman, or do I want a professional woman? Do I want a woman that's more traditional? Do I want a church girl today? Do I want a city girl today? Do I want a fun girl? What do I want today? Do I just want to hang out with femininity but not really be romantically pressed? Do I just want a female friend? Like, what am I looking for today? What's sitting out there? So he'll ask, what's going on? What's out here? And they'll say, oh, it's all kinds of women. It's all kinds of women. Just choose. It's up to you. And so he says, well, I think I'm going to go with a professional type today. And you think you're in there, and it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and now you're forsaking everybody. You're like, yeah, that Nicole Michelle, she was wrong. I see Ree in my future. Yeah, the culture was wrong. Everybody was wrong. They said I didn't know how to balance my femininity. They said all of these things to me, and now I have them. 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and then things start to fall down. He starts to put you through, and we could talk about how the relationship breaks down. That's not the point. The point is, you thought you were in there, and then somehow you realize you are an option. And that's where the heartbreak comes in, because you had your heart set on him as your finish line, and you were just an option to him. That's the most painful feeling, more so than him being unfaithful or being disloyal or him not being completely honest. It's you finding out that you were not his only option and that he was exercising his options while you made him your only option. And so if men know that they don't have to work to get a woman, he's going to make you his he's going to put you in his uh remember I talked about this, he's going to put you in that category. He's not going to rush. He knows that she is going to wait. And he's just going to orbit you. He's just going to keep orbiting. You know what orbiting means? It means that he's around, but he's not with you, but he's around. And eventually he's going to come out of the office. He's going to choose you to spend time with. And you're a lovely woman. So he's going to love being around you until he realizes there's so many other women that he would love to spend time with too. And that's the hurtful part, because you thought that it was the end. You had reached the pinnacle. This is it, Mr. Cole. I can finally brag to everybody that I really bagged the top 1%er. I really bagged the masters of the universe type guy. I really got him. Only to find out that he has other options. Shout out to Phineas Henshaw. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Remote lurker, tax for the tip jar. Good afternoon. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Shout out to all my lurkers. But anyway, so that's why a lot of women are used as options. And I don't know if you've been told that, because people don't like to have that conversation. They don't like to be the bad guy and tell you that, because they don't want you to be upset with them. They don't want you to be upset and hold it against them because they're the ones that told you that. They're the ones that told you, look, you're holding out for the 20% guy. And while nothing's wrong with that, that's literally what's keeping you back from marriage. It's not that you're not a fantastic woman. You hit all cylinders except when it comes to this. When it comes to this, you are sold on the guy A, the top 20%er. Nothing can pull you away from him. And that's why he leaves you as an option, because he knows you get in conversation with him and you tell him he has won you over and he hasn't even put in effort. And so he's like, well, I mean, if she's already sold on me and I'm not sold on her, plus I have all these other women that would love my time, I just can't see myself settling down with her, not just yet. Right. So frustration will follow if you try to set boundaries with this man. You want to try to set boundaries with him, go ahead. If you want to try to play hard to get, try to make him jealous, all of these manipulation games the culture tells you to play, asking for money on the front, you can try that stuff. Because if things get too challenging with a woman, he's just going to move on. This guy doesn't sit back and weather the storm with you. He's got too many options, okay? The first sign of trouble, the first sign of rub, the first sign of incongruence, the first sign of we're not a good match, he'll stick around for a few more times of fun, and then he's out. And then you're left wondering what just happened. Let's go to point 2. This is where professional women are able to add value to social and professional capital. You can add value to a person. Go ahead and ask your questions if you want to. I will stop and ask questions. But professional women are able to add value to social and professional capital. They add value to networks, ecosystems, and she can introduce him to other influential people. And so his motivation behind getting with her at this point is because she's influential. She's got the juice. She's already juiced in. I don't have to, I don't have maybe all of the connections she has, but she does. She can add value to his social capital and his professional capital. And so, well, Miss Nicole, you're asking me, Miss Nicole, why does he put me in rotation, or why does he make me an option if I add so much value? Because at that point, he's not looking at you as a wife. At that point, he's not looking at you like that. If he's a social climber or if he's transactional, remember we talked about transactional marriages, right? Transactional relationships. If he's transactional, and just because you're not transactional doesn't mean the other person isn't transactional. Keep that in mind. But if he's a social climber, if he's a clout chaser, if he's transactional, he will keep you as an option. He can't afford to lock you down long term because he's there for the benefits. He loves that about you, that you're smart. He loves that you are successful and you are educated and you add so much value. He loves that about you. But marriage is a finishing product. It's the end. It's us starting a life together, and he's not completely sold that he wants to start a life with you. In many cases, he may not reveal that to you, but he's still searching for his manhood. He's still trying to figure out which direction he wants to go. And you seem to already have a full grasp on the landscape of the professional world. You can add social capital for him. And he's still trying to figure out his own way. And so to marry you would expose the fact that he hasn't caught up. Now, this is not a shade to men. I'm just telling you, this type of man will look at you as an option. And I'm not saying all men are like this. Don't go around assuming that every man you get with is trying to do this. What I'm saying, and this is why you need to listen to my live from last week when I talked about date your class. That's why I did that first. Okay? It's a method to my madness. All right? But because that will come full circle with what I'm saying right here with point two. Point two is literally appreciating all of the great things about you. He just can't commit because at that point he's going to have to expose maybe his vulnerabilities and all of the things that he may not have caught up to you yet. And by being a boyfriend or being on the periphery or being an orbiter, he still gets the benefit of you without being your man. Does that make sense? Put a one in the chat if you're following me, yo. Put a one in the chat if you follow me. Y'all following me? Y'all there? Hello? All right, you there. Okay, y'all following me. All right, so he enjoys the benefits of you, but he's not quite ready to be your man. All right? If he's not invested emotionally, he will take you through a whole lot of drama with dating other women, inconsistencies, disloyalty, just kind of playing on you emotionally. You have these emotional highs where you go to events and you put on this show like you're this aspirational couple, and then the next moment you're arguing again, or you're trying to speak up for yourself and let him know what your boundaries are. You're always trying to fist fight in the relationship, not literally fist fight, but emotionally fist fighting for your respect, for your boundaries to be respected and held. And he's just not there with you. He's just not there. That's not how he sees you. He sees you as not a stepping stone, but you could say that. Sort of like a woman that kind of understands his hustle, but he just isn't there yet with you romantically. Right? And you're falling in love with him while he's doing this. And he's hoping that you don't invest too much into the relationship itself. He hopes that you get the fact that this is what it is. Unfortunately, men can be very charming. They can take you down that road and you believe he took me home to meet his parents. He took me on trips. He bought me gifts. You know, he named a boat after me. Surely he loves me. And you're invested emotionally. He knows what he's doing, but he's hoping that you don't get too invested, that you are able to disconnect when he disconnects. Professional women sometimes will make the mistakes of thinking that these type of men are intimidated by their success or unable to be with their equal. And yeah, that's a very, yeah, that's a simple way of looking at it, but I want to go a little bit deeper than that. And that's what you hear around social media, the culture. He's intimidated by you. And especially when they say stupid things like your degrees doesn't matter. You know, a lot of working class men say that. Your degrees don't matter. We all know middle class to upper, we don't talk like that. Right? And so you will hear things like that. So quite naturally you think, well, he's intimidated by my accomplishments, by my degrees. Why wouldn't you think that? That makes sense, right? But It's more nuanced than that. This guy is just plainly looking to clout chase or use your connections. That's it. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's just that. He finds you beautiful and stunning, and he just wants a piece of it. He just doesn't want to be your man, right? And he sees the professional woman as a security plan, but he wants access without responsibility. That's another reason why exceptional women, bright professional women, will be kept as options. Now, is this your fault? No, it's not your fault. But once you catch on to the signs, which is what we teach you in Future Wives Club, once you catch on to the signs, you recognize, oop, let me get out of there. In our vetting area, we break down male psychology and we talk about vetting. We break this down so that you're on top of it before it even goes this far. And in male psychology part in the Future Wives Club, I go past understanding a man because people mistake, and I'm moving on to point 3. People mistake understanding a man. They think they know how to understand a man because they understand his sexuality. That's oversimplifying masculinity. When you just say, "Oh, I understand men," because you know what gets a rise out of him. That's easy, right? Understanding a man is understanding the nuances of why he makes the decisions that he makes, why he thinks the way he thinks, why he moves the way he moves. That's understanding a man. And also understanding him is understanding and knowing all of those things and not holding him against it. Holding it against him. A lot of women may kind of get it on a basic level, but they hold it against men that he's different. They hold it against men that he's not feminine. And I don't want a feminine woman, Miss Nicole. Yeah, but you kind of punish him for being masculine. Like, you may not want a feminine, girly man, but you punish him for actually showing up as a masculine man. Right? You can't have it both ways. If he's going to be masculine and show up for you masculine, you got to understand that masculinity and accept him for it. A lot of things about women, men kind of it frustrates them. It frustrates them how we can be totally upset about something and want to talk about it, and the next minute we're happy, we want to go shopping. We just like what? And you're like, wait, follow me here. I've moved on. I'm ready to go shopping now. I'm good. Let's go. And he's like, what? I thought I've done that to my husband a couple of times where it's just like, oh, I'm having an old lady day. I just want to sit at home. And then the sun comes out and I'm like, I want to go. He's like, wait, I want to sit at home because you just said you wanted to sit at home. And I'm like, no, the weather changed. My mood changed. And now I want to do something different. Like, that's the femininity part of it. Now, our girlfriends will automatically get it. They'd be like, girl, yeah, girl, let's put some clothes on and let's hit it. Let's go. Like, she will totally get it. But men are like, but wait, I'm still in that vein of staying at home because that's what you said. And I'm like, yeah, but that was 20 minutes ago. The sun came out. My mood lifted. Like, I ate a piece of chocolate. Come on, keep up. And he's like, yeah. Right. Right. So there are some things about and I'm just kind of simple. I'm to give you a fun example, but you can kind of think of other examples where guys can get frustrated with us, right? About how we show up in a feminine way, but we hold it against men when they show up in a masculine way. Understanding men is understanding the masculine and not holding it against them. I actually love a lot of things about masculinity. There's only a couple of things about masculine men that completely frustrate me. Hold on, you guys. All right, so there are times when understanding the masculine man is so important, and that's why the Future Wives Club is so important. I can't put everything in the public square because a lot of women, they're not healed and they will use that to manipulate men, and I don't want to be a part of that ever. I want to be on the right side of history. My granddaughter is going to listen to these videos and she's going to be like, Mom, Grandma was out here hoeing. I don't even want to be associated with that. I want to be on the right side of history, and I also know that this is a dead end for a lot of women. I'm going to talk about that a little bit further down the road. Let's talk about point 3. Inspirational. Professional women show lower status men what is possible when a man hasn't really figured it out yet 100%. And I'm not saying all men are like this, but there are some men that you'll meet. There are great men, great human beings to know, but they just haven't figured out everything. And I'm not talking about his masculinity, I'm just talking about just a lot of things that he's shooting for, his goals. He just hasn't figured that out. And you seem to have it all together. This is kind of an extension of point two. But you have it all together. You have reached a certain level that he's aspiring to. And he wants to cling to a woman that is, he comes across a lot of women that he's attracted to, and they don't really hold his attention like you do. You know how to hold the conversation. He could take you to the cookout and he could take you to the gala, and you understand the assignment in both arenas. You can hit it off with his family, or you can kick it with his homeboys. Like you understand both sides of it. It's hard to find a woman that understands both. This is why, if you find that to be an obstacle for you, definitely download the Feminine Elite Society app. That's all we talk about, is understanding society, understanding increasing your social status, your social circle, your social capital, and giving you some range as a woman. A lot of men complain that they don't run into women who have range, right? You can eat a piece of chicken, or you can eat cordon bleu. Like, you can, it's a range, right? A lot of women just, they don't even know what mushroom risotto is, right? It's no. If it's not catfish and spaghetti, I don't want it, right? A lot of women just lack range, but you have range. You are able to go and try different things. You've been to different places around the world. You are exposed to a lot of things. And he likes that about you. He's enamored and he's intrigued by you. He starts to feel inadequate compared to you, though. And he's insecure in your world. You try to bring him in your world and he's a little bit insecure. This is kind of a little bit about what we talked about last week when we talked about date your class. This is a little bit further than that, because this guy, he actually is attracted to you. He actually wouldn't mind being with you. He just can't catch up with you. He hasn't caught up with you yet. He likes you. He generally likes you. He just hasn't caught up to you yet. He can see himself falling in love with you and being in a relationship with you, but he can't risk being with you. He has to keep you as an option because he hasn't caught up with you yet. The other guy that I just got through talking about in point two, he will be in a relationship with you. He just won't take it to the next level. He's hoping that when he breaks off with you, you'll break off in a classy way, and you won't blow up his spot, you won't embarrass him, that you understand the game. It's just business with this guy. But point three, he actually likes you. This guy actually likes you. He just hasn't caught up to you yet. And he likes everything about, he loves that you travel. He loves that. He sits and listens. And this is why you can feel like you've fallen in love. Because he just sits, he doesn't judge you, he listens. He listens with his hands, with his chin in his hands, just listening to you in admiration. And you love that because you feel like you finally felt a man that doesn't penalize you for being the great woman that you are. Except he keeps you as an option because he hasn't reached the pinnacle you've reached. He's a wonderful man. He's working on himself. He's not a loser. It's just he hasn't caught up to you yet. And he just can't invest in being with you long term. What if he fails? The thing that's in the back of his mind is, what if I fail? What if I let her down? What if I disappoint her? What if I commit to this woman and I don't reach the level that I'm talking about here? And he can't sustain the relationship the way that you want to sustain the relationship. You're saying all you have to do is this, and I can make phone calls for you, and because you've dealt with point two guy, the guy that was just there for business, so you feel like this guy is there because he really likes you. He's really into you. So now you're ready to just go the distance. Whatever little area that needs to be covered, you cover it because he's into you. He just can't sustain it. And you keep fighting and fighting and fighting to keep the relationship. He can't sustain the distance between you and him. And what you do is what you haven't figured out is that you can't build him up to the man he wants to be or who you fantasize about. He must do it on his own. And we talked about this last week about why professional women, the logical reasons why dating outside of your class is going to be a trepidation for you, right? And that's a logical point. You're going to meet guys that you're completely into, but he hasn't caught up to you professionally or the goals that he wants, and so he has to leave you as an option because what if he lets you down? What if he disappoints you? And so you try to get him, you try to do things for him and like, oh, I'll do this for you. I'll catch you up. Oh, it's no skin off my back. I can help you. I can make phone calls. And that's where it goes really wrong because he doesn't want you to do it for him, right? But at the same time, he doesn't want to lose you. So he leaves you as an option because he doesn't want to hurt you. And he can't commit to you because he knows deep down he can't be at the level of the man that you need him to be. So he knows eventually you're going to resent him, he's going to disappoint you, and that's the last thing he wants to do because he actually does care about you. And because he cares about you, you want to do the rest of it for him. He has to figure that out for himself. The best thing, I'll tell you how to get this guy later. I'm not going to do that here. But this guy is he could be husband material. I will say that. He could be. But he will leave you as an option if he's not where he's supposed to be. Because remember, you are successful, you have a certain income, a certain quality of life, right? And so he knows he can't meet you there. So he's not going to commit to you knowing that he can't meet you there. Does that make sense? He's actually pretty noble, right? He's saying, I can't meet you there. I like being around you. You're awesome. You're beautiful. I just can't meet you there and I don't want to disappoint you. And so he keeps you as an option, and eventually you get tired of the non-committal. You get tired of going round and round about where you two are going, where you two are headed. You get tired and eventually you check out. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following me here. We're already on point 4. We're already on point 4. Point 4, this guy is going to leave you in the option category because you come in the door, a lot of women, professional women, you come in the door talking 50-50. You come in the door talking about, I want to pay my own bills. I don't need a man doing anything for me. I don't want to depend on a man. I don't want a man to control my destiny. You come in proving that you are competent and overcompetent. And you come in letting him know, all the men you know, that you don't want to be labeled a gold digger. And so when he gets with you, this type of man doesn't see a woman that he can build with and have a family with. If you're not careful, this guy is looking at you as financially advantageous. Financially advantageous for him, especially the 20% desirable men that we talked about earlier. He will get with a professional woman that's bright, successful. He will get with you for security. Now, this isn't the clout chaser. The clout chaser he's trying to do it for himself. And he can't get with you because he doesn't want to be reminded that you help him get where it's in the 48 Laws of Power, and I forgot where it was. If any of you have read that book, can you tell me the law that says sometimes when you help a person get to a certain level, they'll turn around and resent you for it, and they'll turn on you even though you were the one that helped them get to that level? That's in the 48 Laws of Power. It's been years since I read that book. I can't even tell you what law it is, but go pick up my 48 Laws of Feminine Power because, I talk about some of this stuff in there. But sometimes when you help people I've seen it firsthand myself. Some of you that are professional, you start businesses, you start projects with people, you help people get to a certain level and then they turn on you. That's in the 48 Laws of Power. That's what the other guy in point 2 is doing. He's not using you so he could just live off of you. He's using you so he could get to a certain level and do it himself and cut you off and do it himself and look like he's always. This is the guy a lot of professional women come into a contact with. You meet him at work, you meet him at networking conferences and things like that, and you think, yes, I finally met the guy, and come to find out he's just using you for your contacts. Or maybe you met a really good guy and he has all that and he hasn't meet those. This guy is going to cut you off once he gets where he's going. That's point 2. Point 3, He's not going to cut you off, but you're at a place where you need him to be where he needs to be, and he's not there yet. So you get frustrated. That's point three. Point four, this guy is not looking to cloud chase. He's not looking to build his own. He's not looking. Put a one in the chat if you all are following me here. This guy isn't looking to build anything. He's looking to live off of you. He's looking to use you and what you have. He doesn't care about you networking with the mayor. Who cares? What does that bring to the bottom line? What does that add to the bottom line? That's what he needs to know. That's it. That's it. So he's going to keep you as an option as long as he can, especially if you're willing to be in his rotation. You already said you don't care about paying for things. You don't want a man doting on you. You don't want a man spending money on you, spending time with you. You don't want to come off as a gold digger because you've been, for some reason, you've built into this, or you've believed this message from the culture that any woman that asks to be treated nice is a gold digger. So that's the last thing you want. You criticize any woman that says a man needs to pay it forward, he needs to provide. That's not you. You provide your own provision. You don't need a man for that, and you make it very clear. That's music to his ears. Now, I'm not saying women should say those things. I'm saying that's your position. And he loves it because that fits this type of guy. Now, all men are not like this. Don't start that. All men are not like this. There are some guys that will love that you say that you don't want a man to take care of you. They love that because that is a dog whistle to them that, oh, she's okay being the provider. I could date her for 7 years and she'll be so glad that I finally decided. Once he decides that after 7 years, 5, 6, 7 years of her paying bills and carrying the load, I finally decided, I'm not going to find a woman that's in pocket like her, that's signing on to be the provider. So let me go ahead and give her a ring. And so she's so happy. Oh, he finally proposed to me. Not understanding you just signed up to be the provider in the relationship. Ladies, understand the woo, woo, woo. Understand it. Understand the 1-2 punch that just happened there. Right? He's been stalling out to see if you're okay being in pocket, being the provider. A lot of men lead, and I talked about this last week. Maybe I did, I don't know. But a lot of men lead with money to make you think that they're going to be the provider. Oh Lord, I finally met the man that's going to make life easy for me. I've put in all these years at these companies and none of them, care about me like that. I finally met a man that is on my level, that is going to relieve me of all this stress and handle it. Well, that's how it is in the beginning. But once you get into the relationship, all of a sudden he loses his job. He has financial issues. And then you find yourself paying back everything that he gave you, everything that he poured into your business, everything he poured into whatever you were trying to start, all of the advice he gave you, all of the money that he invested in your projects and all of that. You find yourself going into your savings and all of that to build him back up, to cover him now that he lost his job, everything. And then after a while, you all get into the relationship and you settle in that because you're so glad that he didn't leave you. You're so glad. You're trying to prove to him that you love him and you're worthy of him. And so you stay in that relationship, giving and giving and giving, because you get to thumb your nose at all the women that said that you really have to understand how to be a wife. And you're like, I don't have to do that. I finally found a man that understands me, and I'm okay covering him for a little bit till he gets back on his feet, and I'm okay doing those things. And after a few years of doing that, he finally says, before she gets away from me, before my cash cow gets away from me, let me go ahead and give her a ring. So then he'll give you a ring and you'll be so happy. You'll take to social media. Oh my God, he finally gave me a ring. Oh. Those of us that are in the Future Wives Club, we already know the game. We already know the game because I'm telling you ladies the game. We already know. You spent 7 years trying to prove yourself to be a wife to that man, only for him to say, before my cash cow moves away, because this is how he's thinking. This man, this particular man, is thinking, before my cash cow gets away from me, let me go ahead and give her a ring. And so you think, I finally did it after 7 years, Lord, 8 years, Lord, 6 years, 5 years. He finally realized I was such a good woman and he loves me. He gonna give. And you don't even understand. You praising God to be the provider in your marriage. God has nothing to do with that. You are just signing up to be the provider in that marriage. The gifts and the all the money and all of the things he gave you in the beginning to make you feel secure, that was to get you involved and get you attached and to get you emotionally attached to him. The real him was when he hit the low and he said, oh man, I just lost everything. How did you lose everything? You're masters of the universe. How did you just lose everything? And you need me to help you rebuild it? You didn't see the 1-2 scam then? When he needs you to help him rebuild, that's the scam right there. A masters of the universe, I will deviate right here and say this. When a man of means, a smart man, accomplished man, a high production man loses it, the first person he doesn't go to is his woman. The first thing he does is get in his head, what can I do to get this back? Now, if you're a woman that has assets, he's going to say, he's going to need your support. He's going to need your understanding, your patience. The last thing he's doing is asking you for money. He's not asking you to figure it out for him. He's not asking you to make calls and connections. That's the last thing he's doing. And by him doing, if a man does that, what he's doing is telling you that was him the whole time. The person he showed you in the beginning was the fake him. The him that's here that lost everything and needs you to carry him, that's the real him. And now that things are coming to a head, he's got to keep you in pocket. So now he puts a ring on it to make sure you don't go anywhere because he knows that's what you wanted anyway. So now that he puts the ring on it, you're in pocket. And so now you have to save face because you don't want to go back to the community and the public square admitting that he did the old 1-2 gaffle on you. So what do? You keep paying those bills and you keep working harder and you find yourself working harder in that marriage than you did as a single woman. He was supposed to bring you relief and all he did was add to it. There's tons of professional women that have gone through this. You don't have to put a one in the chat if it's you. Honey, I know it's you. A lot of women have gone through that as a professional woman. This was you. You thought, oh, he's not asking me for anything. He pays for dates. He doesn't care what I make. He doesn't care what I do at work. He really cares about me. And then boom, he loses everything and yet he has to rely on you for everything. But I thought he accomplished all of those things. If he accomplished all of those things, there's no way he's relying on you to build him all the way up. That was all a facade to get you emotionally attached. And now that you're married, oh yeah, baby, you're going to have to get out there and work. It's almost like pimping. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. It's a lot of women that have this testimony and they don't want to admit it in public places, but I'll say it. It's pimping. He was pimping you. That's what, on a more sophisticated way. And I wish my husband would do more podcasts. Y'all send him a message and tell him to do more podcasts. My husband can talk about this way better than I can. It's like a pimp does. Well, a pimp, he's going to buy the woman. And I know this is down market conversation, but I really want to illustrate a point here. When a pimp wants to bring a woman into the game, because people always wonder, especially women like me, like you and I, we always wonder what would make a woman do the most horrible things to get money and then give that money to a man. And the mindset behind it is he's got to come. He doesn't come in saying, I'm going to get you to sell your body and make you give me the money. That's not what he comes in like he cares about her. He comes in like a father replacement. He comes in giving her money. Here, let me take you to the mall and let me feed you and let me put a roof over your head. Whatever her immediate needs are, he meets it. And in that moment, he's tapping her. Everything he picking up. He's predatory. He's picking up on every need she needs. Oh, she needs a father figure, so let me act like a father. Oh, she needs somebody to tell her she's beautiful, so let me tell her she's beautiful. Oh, she needs this. Oh, she needs somebody. Oh, she just loves it when a man just makes her priority. And he's going to be all of those things. He's going to pick up on it. He can read you like no other. And he's going to pick up on all those things that you are giving out that you need. Now, you may not be saying it. He can pick up on it. This is why you need to be in my male psychology space, my Future Wives Club, because I'm going to show you how to read men like these men read a lot of women. And he's He's picking up all of these things. He's picking it up. You don't have to say it, baby. He's picking it up. The tattoos, the piercings, the conversation, the rebellion, all of that is telling him everything he needs to know. He gets you emotionally attached. The next thing is, now you got to get back out there and make this back. I need you to do this for me. I need you to do this for me. And the next thing you know, you find yourself giving him the money that you made in the sex work game. See how that's the pimp game. See how that relates to relationships? He starts out, "Hey, baby, I'm everything you need. Oh, what you need? You need me to listen. You need me to rub your feet. You need me to put on a tux and go a tux and go to the gala with you with the mayor. Oh, you need me to do that? I'll stand by your side. I'll be whatever you need me to make. Oh, you need me to take these pictures with you? Sure, whatever you need." And you're like, "Oh, hallelujah! I finally met the man of my dreams." And then, whoop, baby, I need your help. "Well, baby, I got you because you was there for me when I was down. Yeah, what you need?" "Yeah, baby, I'm going to need a few thousand. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need that." And it starts out small. You don't believe me? Go to some of these documentaries where they talk about the swindlers. Same principle as a pimp. It's just different situation. Nicole, why are you talking about pimping? Because sometimes we need to break it down so people can get it. Right? So he's like, yeah, I need your help, baby. I need your help. I thought you got my back. You got my back, right? You meant all those things that you said to me, right? And the next thing you know, you go into your purse and your bank account, your 401k. You say all that stuff that you had for a rainy day. And you find yourself giving it to him. Forget all the stuff you see on social media, baby. It's a lot of women supporting their man and giving their man stuff. Don't listen to social media when they say, "I never give a man money." That's a lie. A lot of them are giving money to their man, taking care of their man. A lot of the stuff you see is a facade. A lot of these women, if they're not a housewife at home with their bills paid, like moi, and it's a couple of other folks out here like me. Shout out to Cynthia L. It's a few of us that are real riders. The rest of them, it's a facade. They out here working and paying bills. There's nothing wrong with that, but let's not lie about the game. Let's not lie to people about what's really out here. Let's not lie to people about the game, right? And so it's a facade. They have you thinking that he's just putting her on jets and taking her here. No, she's helping. She helped pay for that jet. A lot of that stuff she helped pay for. This is no shade to people. I just want you all to understand how the culture tricks you into relationships like this. Because when you get in, you find yourself in these relationships, you get more depressed because you think the people online are going to ridicule you if they knew that you were helping your man or you were. And it's nothing wrong with helping your man. Just understand what situation you're in. Make sure it's not this type of guy. And you're helping your man and you listen to them saying, "I would never give money to a man, and he's always giving me money, and this and this and that." And so you start feeling down on yourself, right? Not understanding your situation, your unique situation. You start feeling down on yourself, right? And not understanding that their situation is actually a facade too, right? We talk about this in future. It's all a facade, y'all. It's all a facade. It's all a facade. Right? It's all a facade. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. Right? And I'm not saying I'm not in a superior position, but I can't talk about a man being the full-time provider. Most women can only pretend. And then they come back around it and say, and cover themselves and say, "I could never 100% depend on a man." Why not? Do you not have skills to go get a job if something happens? I have skills to go get a job if something happens. I also have a business that I run. Like we act like that being in corporate is the only way for security. No, my husband is a provider 100%. I trust him. You either trust him or you don't. It's not a middle ground. You're not halfway traditional. You're either traditional or you're not. And if you're not, that's fine. But don't parade. One of the things, I want to say this and then I'm moving on. One of the things that I've noticed with a lot of people is that they will criticize everything about a woman has. If she's a traditional housewife, they'll criticize that. They'll criticize her being married. They'll criticize some of you ladies for wanting to be married. They'll criticize the men who want to be married. They will criticize everything about marriage And as soon as that guy that they've been dating for years decides that he can't get another woman that he can hustle into position, he'll finally settle on you. And now she wants to say, yeah, look at me. I'm married now. Now she's talked down about marriage. She's talked down about everything about marriage. And now all of a sudden she wants to throw that in women's faces. You see how the culture does? This is what the culture does. They drag you for wanting marriage. And then as soon as they find a man who can hustle them into marriage, because it's never love, hustle them into a marriage, then now they want to, yeah, I'm married now, look at me, woo, woo, woo. I never thought it would happen to me. Wait a minute, but what about all those thousands of women that you talk down about marriage to? That's what the culture does. We see that with time and time again. It was an influencer that went viral not too long ago, been talking down about marriage and talking crazy about men for years, and all of a sudden, boom, married. Boom, I'm engaged, I'm married. Wait, what? The audience is looking like, what? Wait, what? This is why I tell you, ladies, think critically. You are bright, professional women. Don't even take what I say 100%. Check everything that I say with the Bible. Don't ever take what I say 100%. Check it with the Bible, check it with the Lord. Period. The Lord is my final check. And if I'm saying anything contrary to God, Nicole, that was wrong what you said. I can be corrected as long as it's in alignment with the Word of God. Period. I can be corrected. I understand. I don't ever want to mislead women contrary to the Word of God. I never want to do that because that messes up my relationship with Christ. I never want to jeopardize my relationship with Christ for social media. It's not that serious. Please understand, a lot of people purposely mislead you because they don't believe they can get it. And then when they finally stumble into a marriage with a guy like this, who says, yeah, I finally found a woman that's going to give me 100%. She's going to overfunction. She's going to perform for me because I'm not going to perform for her. She finally gets in a relationship like that. Now she comes back and she throws this in your face and you start feeling some type of way. When am I ever going to get married? Why do I have to listen to all these women tell me that I need to wait on God and I need to prepare myself? I don't have to prepare myself. She need to prepare herself. But you don't understand what type of husband she's getting, and you don't understand what type of arrangement they have. You have to be critical thinkers. Bright professional women like yourselves are critical thinkers. You never take things for straight value. You always research. You always do your homework. You always check everything. Check your work. Check it. Check it and check it again. Check it with the Bible. Check it with your family. Check it with people that you trust. Yeah, the commentary on live streams and social media is never real life. A lot of these women are funding their own lifestyles. But enough of that. So he's going to keep this type of woman, he's going to keep the bright professional woman as an option as long as he can, especially if she's willing to be in his rotation. And then he may finally decide, okay, I'm not going to find a better provider than her. Let me go ahead and put a ring on it. And he's just going to wait it out. He benefits from her over functioning. If you are over functioning, bright, professional, exceptional woman, you have to be careful of over functioning, especially in relationships with these men. Because that particular guy like that, and he's usually in the top 20%. He's usually in the top 20%. That's part of the attraction, is that he's good looking. When that wears off and you finally get tired, then you don't get to come back to the public square. Marriage isn't the be all, the end all. These men are cheaters. These men are that's where a lot of that angst comes from. It's from situations just like what I described. That's why they're so bitter and so hurt, because that's what they went through. Don't be her. You don't have to be her. You don't have to be her. You don't have to be her. Let's talk about point 5, and we're almost done. If a bright, professional, exceptional woman like yourself, you're seemingly too busy and emotionally unavailable for a relationship, or you have weak emotional connections with men, Or you're not open about marriage. You say you want marriage, but you don't make a way for that to happen emotionally. Guess what? He's going to make you an option because this guy actually does want to be with you. He does want to love you. He does want to get married. He is looking for a wife. And if you give off vibes that it's not important to you, it's not pressing, it's no big deal, he's not, if you give off those vibes, he's going to make you an option. He's going to make you an option. And a godly man is just going to walk away completely because he doesn't want to use you. But he's looking for a wife, and he thought that was you. And if you are emotionally unavailable, you don't know how to manage your connections with men, you're out here talking like the culture, all right? He's going to make you an option. This is why you need the Future Wives Club, because you don't want to ruin this. This is why you need to blind spot the bride, because you don't want to be this woman where you meet this guy who is everything you want in a husband, probably 80 to 90% of what you want, and you're mistakenly showing up the wrong way. Maybe you're too busy climbing corporate America and you find it difficult to balance work and romance. He's going to put you as an option. He keeps you as an option because he's ready for something real, and the vibes he's getting from you is that you're not ready. He's going to keep you as an option. He doesn't see you as aligned with his marriage template. He's going to use you as an option. This is why I did the good girl method. It's not to teach you to be good girls that men walk over. It's about branding. You understand branding? Branding is your bullhorn to the world, what your values are, what your value system are. What does your brand say about you? And a lot of women, the culture has told women to create the wrong type of brand that's not in alignment with being a wife. So when you meet a guy like this, he's looking at your branding. He believes your branding. And he's like, that's not in alignment with what I want as a wife. So then he makes you an option. And here's a really good thing that I want professional women to pay attention to. If the relationship has gone on too long, undefined, if it's going on too long and there's no direction, there's no definition, there's no what is this, there's no clear destination for the connection. If it's going on too long like that, he doesn't voluntarily define the relationship for you, because the last thing he wants to do is insult you and come off controlling and come off misogynistic and come off like he's a caveman. So he's not going to sit there and define the relationship for you. He's not going to force himself on you. He's not going to force the relationship on you. But what he will do is fall back a little bit. He's like, I don't think she wants the same things I want. And he's going to pull back and put you in rotation. And that's his self-preservation, because the last thing he wants to do is keep giving of himself and keep falling in love with a woman who's not there yet. The last thing he wants to do is get on one knee, give you a ring, and you say, oh, but I'm waiting on my career. Oh, not now. Oh, this and this and that. That's the last thing he wants to happen. And he doesn't want to force that on you. So if he doesn't feel like that's the direction you want to go, he's going to pull back. And you'll say, well, he should speak up and he should. This is why you need the Future Wives Club, because men absolutely speak up. They do. They tell you what they want, and they tell you what they want early on. And if you are unsure about that, you need to be in the Future Wives Club so you don't miss the cue. But sometimes there are a very few men that will still stick it out past that, even though in the beginning it may come off a little misaligned. He may chalk that up to, oh, she's busy, she's exceptional, I just need to be patient and I just need to wait this out and get a little bit more information about her. There are some guys that will do that. But if it's going on too long and there's no definition, it's not clear to him that you want family, that this is something that you want, and it starts to feel like work with him, he's going to check out. It's about timing and readiness. This is why preparation is always important. Women who wait to the last minute, who say, oh, Mr. Cole, I finally met a guy. I need you, I need you, I need you. This is why they are going to uh, uh, um, reach out to me if you need me, but preparation is best because you go in the relationship more confident, you show up more confident, and a lot of guys, if they have a lot of relationship experience, they can pick up on the fact that you're not ready. They can pick up on the fact that you don't understand the assignment. They can pick up on it. They will never tell you they pick up on it. But they do. And a lot of times it's early on. So in this pyramid, you'll find yourself in this pyramid wondering what happened. You're thinking you're possibly the one and you're down at the bottom. You were an option the whole time. That's the worst feeling. That's the worst feeling. But there are a lot of people, a lot of women that are going through that. And you don't want to be her, right? A woman who wants marriage should not ask, how do I make him take me seriously? What you should be asking is, what does he consistently do that proves he is capable of serious love? There's categories: fun, status, support, and wife. Everything else outside of wife is just, we talk about the categories and I break down the categories, but the last thing you want to do, ladies, dear hearts, my doves, my Ruths out there, the last thing you want to do is be unsure. The strongest move is not convincing him. It is screening early to make sure you're not running into either one of these guys. So the good girl method is the fun girl rehab, and it is your personal brand. Helps you figure out your personal brand. Your personal brand is the bullhorn for your ideology. How does a man read you so easily? He's picking up on your personal brand. And a lot of women's personal brand is going to keep serious men from approaching them. It's going to keep them from doing that. This is why I created the Good Girl Method. And maybe that name is pushing you off and giving you hesitation. I'm not telling you to change who you are. I'm not telling you to betray where you come from or change into someone else. I'm only helping you evolve to be a better you. Not change who you are, a better you. We all need to be a better us. Everybody's improving themselves. So I'm not telling you to change who you are or be fake or be phony or abandon where you come from. I'm telling you to evolve. That's it. I'm telling you to evolve. That's it. That's it. I'm showing you how to evolve so that when a man sees you, he understands your brand and he says, oh, that brand aligns with mine. I see her as a wife. The culture teaches you to broadcast a very horrible personal brand, very bad ideology ideology that does not align with marriage. And you're saying, I'm bright, I'm professional, I don't come off like that. I'm not a city girl, no, but your ideology still may not line up with a wife. You may not be out here and doing the most, right? But your ideology can still not be in alignment with being a wife. So even though you're a spectacular woman, he can still place you as an option because your alignment, your ideology does not align with what he is looking for in a wife. And it doesn't vary from man to man, not that much. It's only one or two things that make the core of what a man is looking for doesn't change. I keep telling women it does not change. So if you're still fighting in this year, this big old year, about what men look for in a wife, you've totally missed it. You don't understand the assignment. It's about your personal brand, and your personal brand is your ideology. Men want to know if your ideology, your mindset, your life's, your quality, all of that aligns with what he's looking for in a wife, what his brand is. Does it match with his brand? If it doesn't, he's out. And sometimes he'll stick around and leave you as an option. And you don't want to do that. You want to be looked at as a future wife. Well, if you want to be looked at as a future wife, we've got to fix that personal brand. It must display the ideology of a wife. And that's what the good girl method is all about. It's not making you a doormat. It's not telling you how to be some easy girl. There's a reason why good girls are still winning out here. We're winning because we're underestimated. We're winning because men, women, other women, and men expect us to be ostentatious, broadcasting that we're getting over and on a man. We have none of those motivations and still winning. We don't have to be loud. We don't have to announce ourselves. We just have to fine tune our personal brand. And when a man who's looking for a wife sees our personal brand, he stops in his tracks. There's nothing else to be said. So all of that sexy talk and all of that being ostentatious and all of that, I'm not judging. I'm just telling you that if that doesn't match with that man's brand, it doesn't matter. And we know by the marriage rates, it does not match with most men. So that's the point that I want to drive home with the ladies today, is that even if you're bright and professional, you can still miss the target. Because it's the ideology. There's a lot of bright professional women with a lot of ideology that doesn't match up with being a wife. And so he has no choice but to either leave it as an option or move on. Your brand, your personal brand, is your broadcast system of your value system. The culture promotes horrible branding, and that's the real reason for misalignment in the dating culture. That's the real reason why a lot of women are stuck in the dating market and they haven't moved to the marriage market, because the culture is helping them brand themselves like they're in the dating market, not in the marriage market. That's why you need the good girl method, because whatever your past is, you need help. You need help. I don't say rebranding. I don't say changing who you are. No, we are improving, and we're helping you improve your personal brand so you stick out in a way that men, not just for men, but for you. This isn't just about getting married, although it is about wife preparation. But this is for you. The magnificent way you're going to feel when people look at you with honor and adoration and they love everything about you, and you barely said anything. All you did was walk past them and they just want to stare at you. Have you ever walked in an establishment and you just walked past somebody and they just stared at you? A lot of times, ladies, it's not the beauty. The beauty is part of it, but a lot of it is your aura. It's what you represent. And when they walk up to you and you can back up, your ideology matches how you look, you wife material. But a lot of women, they got the look, they got the stares, but then when the conversation starts, the personal brand gets revealed, the ideology gets revealed, and then he can't connect. And he's like, okay, now I got to put her in a category because she can't be the one. So which category do I put her in? Because her ideology is being revealed and it's not aligning with his. So he's like, I got to detach. And you're magnificent, you're bright, you're professional, you all of that. And he's like, I can't. When you start sounding like the culture, he's like, I can't have my daughters talking like that. This is all subconscious in his brain. He's making this decision in less than 30 seconds. You think he's purposely just up here just, oh, I want to hurt her feelings. It's not that deep. He's just making a discernment decision, not a judgment, a discernment. There's a difference between judgment and discernment. He's making a discernment. The man you want to marry is not judging you, baby. He has discernment. There's a difference. Look up the definition. You want him to have discernment, just like you have discernment. Judgment is just assigning a consequence. That's not what we're doing. In the good girl method, I'm teaching you discernment. I'm teaching you that your bullhorn, your personal branding says wife before you even open up your mouth. And this is what a lot of women can't figure out. This is why they take shots at good girls. This is why they drag us for filth. This is why they say church girls and good girls are doormats and we're boring. That's why they have to take shots, because they don't figure out, they don't understand our secret sauce. The secret sauce was our personal brand. That's it. It's our personal brand. It's who we are. And we don't fake it. They have to fake it and they get revealed. Their ideology gets revealed. Men are smarter than you give them credit for, and they know how to ask probing questions. They know how to dig. They know how to observe. They know how to get all the answers they need about you before they take it to the next level. Good girls, we already knew that. So it doesn't surprise us that he's scraping social media, that he's asking about us, our social circle, that he's looking at. That doesn't bother us because we're ready for that. Because that's who we are. That's why the good girl method is so important. You need to get this before the price goes up. Because baby, this can't be televised. This can't be, because a lot of women will fake the funk. A lot of women will fake the funk and they'll be like, yeah, I'm like Miss Nicole. Yeah, I'm like Ivana. Yeah, I'm like Devin. Yeah, they're not like you. They're not like us. So they have to attack us. Always beware of women that attack good women. They attack good-hearted women. That's a bullhorn too, by the way. Men, and I got that from men. You know who told me that? My husband. He said, I always look twice at women who attack good-hearted women. I said, really? He said, men pay attention to that. Where my men at? Where my fellas at that are in the clouds? Men look twice at women, and not in a good way, at women that drag good-hearted women. It doesn't matter that her skirt is below her. It doesn't matter that she got a turtleneck up to her eyeballs. It doesn't matter that she doesn't curse. It doesn't matter. None of that matter. He's not looking at that. He's looking at her heart is in the right place. And you as a woman, another woman is attacking this woman with good heart. That's what he's looking at. That is speaking to you and your personal brand. Every time somebody attacks me, I laugh. I'm like, thank you for exposing yourself. Thank you. Men pay attention to every single bit of it. Love it. Please come on out the closet. Do it. Please do it. Do it. And you should be the same way, same energy. You should laugh. You shouldn't take any of that stuff to heart. You should understand that you are sticking out in a good way. Not just for men, but as a beacon of light for every woman coming up behind you that wants courage to be a good person. We live in a very evil world, and people are responding in a very negative way. You can hit the hey Chantel, the link is at the top in the ping link. You can choose which one. The open enrollment for Future Wives Club is now. And if you get the Future Wives Club, you get the Good Girl Method and the Blind Spot the Bride included. That's a wonderful deal. Because I didn't want you double spending right there. See, you get deals with me. So if you get the Future Wives Club, you get all of the content with Future Wives Club, all of the live masterclasses, all of that, and you get the Blind Spot the Bride and the Good Girl Method, Fun Girl Rehab. But you can also purchase those separately if you just want those separately. You're welcome to do that. And the Future Wives Club is a monthly subscription. You're free to cancel it at any time. And very few people have canceled. So, and I have some really bangers. I did content on Clay and Megan, but I didn't make it about them. I did a lesson about them because, I don't like talking about celebrities like that. I want to elevate the conversation a little bit other than celebrities. So I did do that one, and that's going to upload tonight. So if you're members of the channel, shout out to the members of the channel. If you're members of the channel, if you're in my Patreon or Future Wives Club, you get it automatically. But if you're members of the channel, Future Wives Club, and Patreon, I'm going to upload my commentary about Clay and Megan. Because I want to elevate the conversation a little bit past them. I don't want to make it about Megan or make it about Clay. Because I don't know the ins and outs of everybody, and I don't want anybody to take it personal, if you will. I just want to make it about the issue, not them per se. Does that make sense? All right. Anyway, but that's what the Good Girl Method is all about. Is fixing your bullhorn and positioning yourself so he sees wife from the get-go. No games, all fair. And the Future Wives Club is discreet. So if you don't want people knowing who you are, you just want to game up and you just want to get the web classes and the content without everybody knowing, being all in your business, I'm okay with that. I totally understand. It's discreet. It helps you get clear and stop wasting time with relationships that go nowhere. We all about helping you get the ring. I don't waste time with all the fluff and all that stuff. We do some fun stuff, don't get me wrong, but our main objective is getting you to the finish line. You don't become a wife by accident. Stop the confusion and stop moving like a woman accepting situational or situationship craps. Scraps. Situationship scraps. That's what a lot of women out here are accepting. Don't do that anymore. If you're ready to stop being fun for now and start becoming prepared to be his forever, this is your space. Let's enter the wife era. Join the Future Wives Club. We are waiting for you. You have a masterclass coming, I think Sunday. A couple of things, tons of workbooks in there, tons of worksheets, tons of lessons. It's an investment in your future. You all say you want to marry well, but you don't invest in yourself. This lets me know you're serious. This lets me know I don't hold you to, oh, you have to be showing up. I mean, women watch the stuff when they can, and I post it and let y'all get it as you and we do one live a month, and that's where we meet together. But if you're looking for a space where you can game up in private and not have your business out there, this is the place for that. As long as you're not trolling me, this is the place for that. I'm in closing open enrollment for Future Wives Club pretty soon, and I will not let you know when that happens. So if this is something you want, don't wait on it. The Feminine Elite Society app is a totally different product, and it is a totally different from the Future Wives Club and Blind Spot the Bride. Those are curriculums. The Feminine Elite Society app is available on Google and Apple, and it is all about improving your social standing. The app is about improving your social standing, your social status. That's what that's for, in a healthy way. So we'll talk about this down there in the description box below. It's going to equip professional women for class and social mobility. Elevate in private. Nobody's going to be in your business. When I talk about Clay and Megan, I'm going to break down a little bit of the stuff that I talk about on the app. Just a little bit about social class. Some little nuances that I need you ladies to pick up on with this storyline. Expand your social circles. And elevate in private. That's what the Feminine Elite Society app is all about. If you're ready to take it to the next level, let's do it. We're going into the summer, and in the summer, everybody's outside, everybody's in a good mood. Hopefully, you're enjoying the weather, you're traveling, enjoying some time off. Let that be the time where you meet your person, where you meet your him. And it's best when you have confidence knowing that when you meet him, you won't fumble the ball because something happened, or he said something you weren't prepared, or he asked you something and you weren't prepared, or something happened, or he did something and you misread it and you said something and you hope that it doesn't ruin the relationship. Don't go in it like that. Ask Ivana. There was some things there. She was like, oh, and the second time around, we got it right. We got the ring. That is just that simple. But she had to make the decision to get close to me so that I was there when she needed me. And that's what that space is all about. And we have the Ruth Collective if you want to go even deeper with me. The Ruth Collective is an investment, and that's where you and I on camera, we meet, and we're going to get you to the finish line. Most of the women that have come through my one-on-ones, they get married. You email me about the app. Okay, go ahead, Ashley, check your email. I emailed you back, mama. So you should be able to access the app. You're in there already. All right, so ladies, what's it gonna be? I want to see you married. If marriage is what you desire, let's get you there. Work me to death. Okay, work me. Come on, put me to work. Don't you want someone in your corner that is rooting for you, that wants to see you married? That's me. I'm your Naomi. I'm telling you how to get Boaz. But you got to put me to work. And I can't do that if you're just listening to me. You got to come work with me. That's up to you now. It's how bad do you want it? Because Hey, summer's gonna come. You're gonna enjoy summer. You're gonna travel, and you're gonna be pretty. You're gonna take some pictures. You're gonna make some memories. But then guess what? September and October coming. It's gonna get cold again. And let me tell you, this lesson right here, I'm wrapping it up, I'm done. This lesson right here is not for women that still want to fight about men cheat. No matter what you do, men cheat. Men don't want to be faithful. Men don't want to do. If you're still having those kind of conversations right now, why do you date men still? I'm confused. I don't understand. Men are broke. They cheat. No matter what you do, they cheat. If that's your answer to every bad relationship that doesn't work out, if that's your summation of everything, why do you still date men? I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. I'm asking a question. Why do you still date men if they're all bad? They're all cheaters. They're all broke. They are what? Why are you still cheating? I want the women who are like, I have a career, I got looks, my face card is where it's at, my waistline is everything about me from head to toe. I'm thorough, I have accomplishments. Why am I not married? Why is that the one thing that I can't get? I want her. I want to talk to her. So I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you because you are dedicated. You're dedicated in every area of your life. You're dedicated about this. I will match your energy. I will match your all the people that have worked with me tell I'll match your energy. You come in there energized, let's get it. Mr. Cole, I did this. Yeah, come on, let's do this. Let's do that. I will match your energy. I will not stop until you say I do. But you have to make the first step. You have to say, this is what I want. You have to drown out the culture and say what you want. She said, you said you needed that? Awesome. He said, money is overrated. Have the right values and ethics. Good to bad, money will come. Absolutely. Ivana, she says, I did several one-on-ones with Miss Nicole and I purchased the Future Wives Club course. I recommend it to all ladies who want to become wives. Mrs. Nicole helped me to get married to my husband in 12 months. There it is. And Ivana, tell them what you do during the week while everybody's at work. I just love it. I love scrolling on her page. She's everywhere. Shopping, playing golf. She's everywhere. Tara says, I noticed some women who speak in these terms, sleep on, have slept with a married man. Yikes. That's a good point. A lot of women that are super heavily invested in this cheating conversation have been the other side of a cheating situation. She says, started dating him in August and he proposed that following August and we are married. And they were married that following June. Absolutely. Ivana is no joke. Beautiful woman. Face card. No, none of the women that work with me are ugly, by the way. I just want to point that out. None of the women are ugly. None. And I'm more focused on getting you ladies married than having events right now and things like that. Eventually, that'll be down the road, but I'm not pressed. I want to see you married. That's important because the way the landscape is moving and the way these fellas are moving out here right now, I think getting you ladies married is more important than having events. Hey, if you come to Ohio and you tell me you're in Columbus or something like that, hey, maybe we'll have lunch. I'm not moved to have events. I love events. I love them. I have had them. They're great. That's just not where I'm at right now. I want to see you married. I want to build that up so that when I have events, all of you all can go, hey, I got my book. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I want you all to run the event. You all will be the star of the show. We will all have fun standing there talking about our marriages. That's what I want. That's my dream, is to have a room full of women talking about their successful marriages and their happiness and what they do day to day and having a new baby and starting a new business, at-home business, because she doesn't have to work. Or maybe she does work and she has a side business. I want to talk about that. Ivana says she golfs. She's a part of the Junior League Bible study. And of course, she manages her home too. She cooks, she cleans, and she decorates. And she does. Follow Ivana. Smart lady. And I want that for all of you. I want to see more young women talking about being a wife. other than what the culture is talking about. The culture will be there. You know what my daddy told me when I was young, and I'm wrapping it up. He said the club will always be there. It'll be the same folks in the club that you left. When you get 40 and 50 years old, it'll be the same folks in the club. Nothing changes about that. Nothing changes about city girls and city boys. Same energy, same spaces, nothing changes. What changes is family. Your husband, your wife. That's what holds society together. That's the glue. That's the glue. I want you all to be the salt of the earth. When you come in the room, folks get nervous. Folks start straightening their ties. They stop cursing. They move out the way so you can walk past. They want to impress you. That's the kind of energy. Those are the kind of ladies that I'm raising up over here. Women that change the aura of a space just when they walked in. That's it. That's it. And all the other women are losing their minds over what celebrities did in their relationships. And we over here calm as ever because we already know the game. We just as calm. We just as calm. It doesn't matter. We're bright, professional, beautiful women. Men want you. They want you. They do. They don't want the culture. They're pushing back against the culture. They want you. And the last thing they want to hear out of your mouth is the culture. They want to know, does your brand match up with his brand? And if it does, baby, you don't have to panic. The ring is coming. That's confidence. You're a new member. New members, the video will hit probably, give me about 5 or 6, and I'm going to upload this video. Shouldn't be that long. But Patreon members of the channel and Future Wives Club, you will get the video in a few hours. I promise. Around 4 or 5. It might be before that because I'm wrapping up now. But I have several other videos I have to upload, so I'm backed up here. But I taped this Megan thing this morning, and I went ahead and finished it. It's not really about her, but it's the issue. So if you want to hear that, do that. And I have a couple of more things about the guys that are overlooked. Here's another thing. If you're a member of the channel, if you're in the Future Wives Club, we talk about the overlooked guys, the 80%. Remember I said early on I would talk about the 80%ers, the other guys that men are rejecting. And remember I said I would talk about those guys. Well, I have a masterclass that is for members only at Future Wives Club. That talks about how to kind of get past his guard. He has his guard up. And you need to know how to do that. The culture is going to tell you to prey on this guy, to play games with this guy, sexually manipulate this guy, prey on him because he might be a bookworm, or he might be a little dirty, or, he might be on a spectrum or something like that. And so they tell you to prey on this guy. And I'm saying, no. Some of those guys in the 80%, some are attractive and they will make good husbands. But you've been trained by the culture that to overlook these guys, to play on these guys, to prey on these guys. Now, none of you have to do that because that's down market. To prey on a guy for money is very down market, is very trashy, and very déclassé. So that's not you. You don't need a man for money like that. But that mindset, though, is that he isn't husband material. That's the part I want to get you ladies past, that some of those guys in the 80% are husband material, great guys, wonderful guys, but you will never know because you haven't developed a system to get to know them. And the culture now is shifting away from the 20%ers, like on my screen here. They're moving away from these guys and moving to the 80%ers and play games with them. And because these guys used to be the guys buying drinks in the clubs and asking you out, hey, Miss Lady, can I take you on a date? And now they're no longer doing that. And so now a lot of women are frustrated. Well, how do I get? And so now the culture is telling them, play games with him. And that's not what we're doing. A lot of your husbands will be in the 80%. Some of them will be there. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of your husbands are there. Unless you are, a woman that's going to wait for the guy A. You're more than welcome to do so. But some of you are like, I want to start my family now. Well, if that's the case, you need to know how to understand these men, and you need to know how to relate to him. Because if you don't, and you play the culture games, you're gonna be single forever and ever and ever. The culture will have you meeting great guys and messing it up playing games. You have to recognize the guys that are going to ask you out on dates just to humiliate you. I have a system that will help you recognize those guys. No games, no games. You're just showing up as your beautiful self and creating a connection. That's what we talk about. I'm getting out of here now. Ladies, it's been great. Thank you so much for joining me. She says, Miss Nicole had the best advice. I say do the Future Wives Club. I've done the course too for Future Wives to back in 2023 before, and I liked it. Mrs. Nicole is thorough, and she breaks down in detail. Thank you, Miss Ashley. Now go check your login for the app. You should be able to get on the app. I did double check your access. You're good. You're good to go. But ladies, if you leave me a 5-star review on the app, take a picture of the review and send it to me. Send it to support, the support email on the app, and I got something special for you. If you've already done it, don't worry about it. But that's something special that I'm giving to those of you that are on the app and you hear this and you leave me a review. I always have something for you. And if you're just listening to this for the very first time and you're like, this sounds really good, but I need more information, that's all good. Go to the Elite newsletter at www.theinnerbeautymovement.org and join our newsletter. I'm going to send you something sweet every week that you're going to enjoy, that is going to benefit you and take you to the next level. Elite newsletter. It lets you kind of see into our family and see into our tribe here, our wife era tribe. All right, ladies, I'm done talking. It's time for you to do some action. Are you ready to join me in the Future Wives Club? I think you're going to like this lesson about Meg and Clay. I think you're going to like it. I have 2 versions. I have the version of me that's unedited, and then I have the edited version. I think I'm going to give you both so that, because sometimes me talking raw, when I record myself and I'm talking raw, I think that content is really, really good. And then sometimes when I edit it, it's good too, but I don't know if you all like the raw me or you like the edited version of me. Sometimes, I like to give it both, but I think I'm going to give you both versions with the Meg and the Clay thing. But I'm not going to make it about them necessarily. I'm going to make the lesson about the issue. All right, because I do not like talking about celebrities. All right, you all enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you next week, same time, same bat channel. Next week is going to be a banger. Make sure you tune in. Remember, I love you and Jesus Christ loves you. And until the next time, keep the faith.